Yeah, yeah. This your player partner IQ, man. I'm back with another reaction, man. This time we got another shout out 1090 Jake video. About to react to, look at, view. The title is "Rapper Killed 2 Days After Catching His Op in Bed and Posting the Video." I don't know what the fuck that means, but as far as catching them in bed with a girl or just catching them in bed, I don't know. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a man that was shot and killed only days after running down on his op while his op was in his bed. July 12th, 2022, the Niagara Falls Police Department responded to a call for shots fired in the area of 9th Street and Pine Ave. Officers arrived locating a black male laying in the street in front of the Wedge liquor store suffering from at least one gunshot wound. Paramedics arrived on scene and attempted life-saving measures, but the young man was pronounced dead. He was identified as 22-year-old Jason Chapman and unknown to the Niagara Falls Police Department. But just 30 minutes away in his hometown of Buffalo, New York, he was known as the rapper K.
Shout out Buffalo, Rough Buff. Shout out my nigga Mike Black.
And very well known to the police. Back in 2018, K. Brazzi would make the news after a 19-year-old was shot in the city's east side. The victim would make his way to a hospital by himself before being transported by ambulance to another hospital in serious condition. Just days later, 18-year-old K. Brazzi was arrested with a friend, and both men were charged with criminal possession of a weapon, but Brazzi was also charged with felony assault and labeled the shooter. The victim would undergo surgery and remain hospitalized for the next 4 weeks before recovering, and 8 months after the shooting, K. Brazzi would plead guilty, making the news yet again, this time as the man who admitted to shooting another. It's unclear what his exact punishment was at sentencing, but it's
these niggas from Buffalo, but they do I mean, I can't hear the music, but the way they dancing and shit, like they doing drill. I didn't know that Buffalo was doing drill, but y'all let me know.
Obvious it had little to any effect on him, as he become that much more of a problem for his ops in the city. Not only was K. Brazzi bold, he'd record and post multiple videos to his Facebook running down on his ops.
Streets to my streets to my fuck you too, you am too, you pussy. I'm not worried about nothing. You see me right here. Streets to my, you ain't get on shit till your man hopped on. To you, this how I walk down with niggas. You missed, you missed.
If running down on multiple people wasn't bold enough, 2 days before he was killed, K. Brazzi posted a video.
Oh damn! See, he the nigga that died. Oh, that's what I see. I didn't even know he was the nigga that died. I thought he was the one that did the killing.
Where he allegedly caught a man lacking inside of the man's house in his own bed.
Don't touch nothing. Say it right now. Say it.
I never disrespected nobody, bro. I never said nothing.
I never said WAP. I never said Rose. I never said GB. I never said swag. None of that.
I never said
all right. So let's just get that understood. Let's get that understood.
Now his music videos and Facebook was enough to tell you he was affiliated with the Gangsta Disciples. And the amount of dissing he'd do was enough to tell you he was into it with multiple people, which led everyone to believe he was killed by his ops, who blatantly took to social media celebrating his death and even changing their profile pictures to pictures of him dead at the scene. But according to a source close to K. Brazzi, his ops had nothing to do with his demise. Brazzi was 30 minutes from his home in Niagara Falls for a friend's birthday celebration. It's unclear as to how many, but his sources said K. Brazzi wasn't alone when he went to the liquor store just after 5:40 in the evening. That's where he allegedly crossed paths with 37-year-old Michael Hamilton. From what I was told, Michael was with the female who one of the people K. Brazzi was with recognized, and that's where the issue started. A fight popped off outside of the store, and it's unclear exactly how it played out. Michael could have been jumped, could have got beat up one-on-one, or ducked the fight altogether, and the whole thing was just a verbal argument. But what is clear is that a weapon was...
Damn.
So what's this?
My bad, y'all. Damn, hold on. 37. how they know? I wonder how did they know the girl that was with that 37-year-old dude? Because that's a big age difference for them and him. Like, oh shit, that's ready. Y'all let me know, man.
And reading that.
Was produced, fired, and left K. Brazzi on the ground as his body shut down. Michael Hamilton was arrested just 2 days after the deadly shooting and charged with second-degree murder and criminal possession of a firearm. News of his arrest would hit social media, leaving many residents of Niagara Falls shocked, as multiple comments would speak highly of him as a family man. According to those that knew him, the thought of him shooting someone was far from his character, leaving many to go as far as alleging his hand must have been forced and the victim must have been the aggressor. Now, it isn't hard to believe K. Brazzi could have started a fight, seeing how wild he already was and the fact that he took pride in it. But at the same time, charged with criminal possession of a weapon, even if people think highly of Michael Hamilton, he still illegally possessed a firearm, which is sad to think that if New York gun laws had been corrected long ago and citizens had the right to stand their ground, there's the possibility that Michael wouldn't even be in jail if it was true self-defense. But the fact that he was arrested 2 days later is another bad sign, as most that defend themselves with lethal force stay on the scene or contact the police themselves. It's eerie to look back on K. Brazzi's video where a commenter tells him someone's gonna kill him before the end of this year. And his response is accepting of that fact. But he replies by saying at the current moment, he's smoking someone who's already dead. It's enough to make one question the authenticity of karma and the old saying, what goes around comes around.
Facts. Hey, that's a fact. You see that, right? Allegedly, they saying that dude wasn't his op. His op didn't even kill him. So it's like, that just lets you know right there, bro. Karma is real. You got to watch what you say and watch what you do to people, because that shit got him in a whole different city by some random nigga.
Somebody gonna end up killing you by the end of this year. Yeah, I heard that before. You heard? You heard? Could do all that. But as of right now, at 7:36, I'm smoking that dead on his B-Day. As of right now, we don't give a about what's gonna happen in December and November. I'm talking about right now. We smoking that dummy on his B-Day right now as we speak. Oh, lovely.
Now, I'll be honest, right?
I bet he give a fuck now.
Seeing how wild dude was, and seeing how many people were sticking up for Michael Hamilton. You know, I went through his Facebook, looked at his pictures. I didn't see any of the gang shit. He's 37 years old. I didn't see nothing with him throwing up gang signs or posted up in front of a fucking liquor store with 8 other people. I didn't see none of that. I saw him literally with his family. A lot of the pictures looked like he was from a nice area. And even the people that were leaving the comments, you know, not trying to be judgmental, but the people that were leaving comments speaking highly of him also looked like normal citizens that were far from any type of criminal lifestyle. Versus if you go on K. Brazzi's page, it's a whole nother fucking story, which makes it not that hard to believe that he could have initiated something.
Right.
And when you go back to what the commenter said, someone's gonna kill you before the end of this year, and he's like, hey, I've heard that before, whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that one of his ops is gonna kill him. But that the way that he's living, his actions, the energy he's putting out into the world is gonna be reciprocated, and that's what's gonna end his life. That person might not have been giving a threat, but giving a warning.
Yeah.
And a whole nother conversation to add to this video is the fact that New York actually just changed their gun laws because of a Supreme Court ruling stating that it's unconstitutional to require people with a reason that they want to carry a gun to defend themselves. You know what I mean? Or that defending themselves isn't a good enough reason to want to carry a firearm in the state of New York. New York's gun laws are insane. Michael Hamilton could have been a great guy. Could have been illegally possessing that firearm to protect him, the woman he was allegedly with, his children, whatever. But he was still illegally doing so. Knowing that if he ever needed to defend himself, he's willing to accept the gun charge rather than fall victim. And it seems that that's what happened. Only the camera store footage is going to actually tell us that. And I'm sure it was the footage that got him arrested. Because if he went to the store, they went to the store, everyone's seen on camera. It's a liquor store, it's gonna have cameras. So it was most likely easy to put this all together. If he was with a female, she was most likely a witness, cooperated with the police department. He may have cooperated with the police department. Hey, I did it. I got scared because I had a gun I wasn't supposed to have. I shot, I left the scene because he was with multiple people. This is what played out. But unfortunately, I highly fucking doubt that New York state laws are gonna favor his side. Had he been in a state like Florida or even Georgia, where stand your ground is literally recommended by the police department, by the sheriffs, it could have played out totally differently. He probably wouldn't have even been in jail. I mean, there was even a case that I looked into in Florida of a felon committing self-defense with a firearm he legally wasn't supposed to possess, and the entire case was thrown out. But this video isn't a defense for Michael, and this video isn't to be against K Brazzi. I mean, he lived his truth. He lived his fucking life as a gangster. If that's what he wanted to be, that's what he did. And he fell victim to it. But really, this video is a message. Just like that person left a message saying, someone's gonna kill you before the end of this year. This video is a message to y'all that live similar lifestyles, that do the dissing when somebody dies, thinking that it can't happen to you until it fucking happens. Nobody signs up for the military wanting to die, but they sign up understanding it could happen. It's the same thing with gangbanging. And for some reason, people think gangbanging, there's a less of a chance you're gonna die because whatever, you could go here, you could go there. It doesn't fucking matter. You can run into a bullet anywhere. You're only making the chances of it happening to you
even higher,
that much greater.
Yeah.
But hey, it's 10.
Shout out to 90 Jake, man. He said some real shit. I totally concur. I totally agree.
90 J.
Hey, man, you read what you sow. It's in the Bible, bro. Karma, all that. Whatever you want to say. What goes around comes around. However way you want to say it. Be careful, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'm gone.